It was a Maxima. It was a 2000. I mean, it was like trash car, but like, hey, a car, you know. But yeah, it was horrendous. I love my parents, but they did me wrong on that. It's fine. They're awesome. It's great. I did learn a lot about cars though, and that they are expensive. So let's talk about it. So personal transportation, um, reminders, your project for units 1 through 3 is due Monday. Your project 1 through 3 is due Monday. The Dropbox is on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, today is the day to ask them once we're done with notes and I give you time to practice. Ask me those questions. Do not wait until Monday because I'm not going to answer them. Okay, you try to email me over the weekend, we don't have problems. So like, get your life together. Okay. All right. Quiz is going to be September 10th, and that's going to be over the stuff we're learning today, stuff we're going to learn on Monday. If you are doing a retest for Unit 2, need to be done by Tuesday. Okay. Pride is now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you cannot stay after school, fine, fabulous. Do it during Pride. Okay. But you got to coordinate it. I'm not going to go seek you out and be like, yo, you need to retake, blah, blah, blah. Okay. S is going to be on, unfortunately, Friday the 13th. Okay. And then we will work on our Unit 4 project. Okay. Cool. Questions? Good. Let's get started. Okay, so I can determine which parameter impacts loans the most, either years or rates. I can compare loans. So let's say that you need to borrow $5,000 to buy a used car. Okay, your family has said that they'll pay you, they will loan you the money, but will charge you 4.1% APR. What does APR stand for? What does APR stand for? Annual. There you go. Okay, annual percentage rate. Okay, and what that is it is a combination of interest and like fees, and anything else they want to kind of like throw at you at a yearly payment. Okay, so let's say that you take out the loan first of the year. The next time that it's the first January 1st, they're gonna go, hey, we're hitting you with a 9% interest rate with a $200 fee. And depending on how long your loan is, they might charge you a couple other things. Okay. So you got to make sure that you pay attention to what all of the little things are. Okay. So over the span of 5 years, the car dealership has offered financing for 4.2% APR calculated with compound interest. Another thing to focus on is whether it's simple or whether it's compound. Okay. Because remember, those two formulas are different. Okay. So we're going to calculate the interest paid yearly on the simple interest loan. Okay, so simple interest, remember that formula is I equals PR. Okay. And how much are we borrowing? 5,000. 5,000. So we're going to do 5,000 times 0.041. Remember, we're going to take our percentage and move that decimal place twice. And then we're going to multiply it for how many years? 5. Okay. So you got 1,025. Okay. So how much is that going to be for the next 5 years? Well, you're going to take 5,000 and you're going to add 1,025 to it. Okay. So step 2, you're going to take 5,000 and add 1,025 to it. What is that going to give me? 6,025. All right. So write that down. I'll move down in just a second. The amount that we paid, so that's 5,000, which is how much we would take out for the loan, plus 1,025. So that's $6,025, right? Okay. Now we've got to figure out our monthly payment. So we've got 6,025, and we're doing it for 60 months. Where did that 60 months come from? 5 years over 12 months, right? Okay, so our monthly payment would be $100.42. I'll be honest. Car payment of $100. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's manageable, depending on how much you work. All right. Does anybody remember the formula for monthly payment? You remember that P times R divided by N times 1 plus R divided by N raised to the NT. That mess? Do you remember it? Everybody's like, what? Okay, so give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up too. You're gonna yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any formula I give you, you're gonna have on the final. Yeah, don't forget about that one. All right. So what I would do is I would write this formula down on your packet. Write this formula down on your packet. And then I would take a moment and try to plug in this formula with the sliders being okay, R being 0.042, E being 5, N being 12, and P being 5,000. Okay, so go ahead and take a moment and type that into Desmos. So this is a formula plugged in. Did all your little sliders. You're going to change P to 5,000, R to 0.042, N to 12, and T to 5. Okay, I got 92.53. Is that what you got? Okay, all right. Good, because I don't trust myself. Okay, so I got 92.5. Good. Okay, which one would you do? Which loan would you do? I would do the second one. I would do the compound interest one, right? Okay. I would do compound interest because I'm paying less, right? Now, I do want to note that your family charged you an APR of 4.1 and the car dealership charged you 4.2. Okay, same number of years, same amount. The percent was different, right? And it was compounded monthly instead of an annual year. Okay, everybody see the difference? Okay, so do you think the lowest cost is truly the best offer for you? Say again. Why do you say that?
Sometimes I think that was like a deal, but it was kind of like maybe
Okay, so we got 92.53 for our monthly payment, right? But if we were looking at it, 92.53 over the course of 60 months, how much is that? Okay. And we said that compound interest would be better. Should have read these little spaced out. So do we think the lowest cost is truly the best offer for us? And you said no? Explain to me why no. Do you think the lowest cost is truly the best offer? I would say yes. And that's because you're going to pay the least amount of interest. Like monthly, really, it's only like $8 difference, right? But look at it comparatively. 5,551 versus $6,000. That's a big difference in my book, right? Okay. Go ahead and take a look at the next one. You're going to need your Desmos calculator. Okay. So we've got comparison. We got two options, right? Scenario one has $10,000 loan with 3.2% APR for 5 years. And then we got option two, which is a loan with 3.3% for 5 years. So compare the scenarios below to determine the interest rate or length of time affect the payment amount by the largest amount. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to go into your monthly payment, that formula with Desmos. Okay. And you're going to change your sliders. So what's going to be our principal amount? Okay, 10,000. Okay, what's our interest rate on the first option? 0.032. Okay, good. And then how many years? 5. Okay, so what's our monthly payment going to be? Okay, so monthly is going to be 180.58. Total, though, is going to be 180.58 times 60. And that's going to give me 10,845.60. Can you do option two? You try option two. All right, so I got 181.02 per month. And then I got 10,861.20. Yeah? Okay, so which one is going to be cheaper? First option, right? Okay, so on this one, we had a lower APR on the first, right? We had a lower APR on the first. Okay, so really quick, on the first example, compound interest is better than simple interest. On the second example, the lowest interest rate when compared with the same type of loan is better. Do I need to write that down? Okay, so here it is again. So on the first example that we did, the compound was better. Compound is better than simple. It's going to give you a better rate, right? On the second example, interest rate being lower is better. Okay. All right, now let's go to scenario two. Same thing. The only difference is we're going to change the years. Okay. So you're going to find the monthly payment, and then you're going to see which parameter affects it the most. Okay. All right. So go ahead. All you're doing is you're going to come in here and you're going to say option one, option two. And on option one, you're going to put 5 years. Option two, you're going to put 6 years, but they have a different interest rate from scenario one and two. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back to this packet. Okay, so we're on scenario two. And you're typing this information in. Okay, find your monthly and then find your total. And then compare. Okay, take a second, try that out. Ready? All right, so on this scenario, option one, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, all right. For the monthly, I got 180.60, and then the total was 10,836.00. Yes, no? You're still in silence, doesn't help. 180.60.
The same in the last problem? The first one? Yeah, so we do the same. Yeah, so.
Huh. One moment. On the last problem, we got 180.76. Do we not? Row. Okay. Cool. All right, let's put it into our calculator. All right, 10,000, 3.2% for 5 years. Don't you love math? Isn't it so much fun? Everybody said, not really. Okay, we're at 3.2%. We're for 5 years, right? Okay, I got 180.58. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead. All right, and then what is the total? Say it again. What's the total?
10,845.60.
Okay, fantastic. All right, now I don't trust myself. We're gonna try the next one. All right, 3.2% for 6 years. So all you're gonna do is come in here, bro, 180.58. Yeah, and then the other one is 10,000. Okay, cool. Good talk. All right, so years is gonna be 6 years. Okay, and we're doing that's 152.83. Yes, no? All right, how much total? 11,000. 3. Say it again. So $11,003 and how much? 76 cents. Okay, cool. All right. Come back in here. Okay, which parameter most affects the payment? Okay, so looking back at option one, or scenario one, how much of a difference was it between payments? Like it was 180 versus 181, right? Okay, on scenario two, though, what was the difference? Well, we went from 180 to 152. So the monthly payment was drastically different, right? So what affects it more? The interest rate or the number of years? Years. Okay, so years affects the payment amount. Okay, now going back to scenario one, there wasn't a big difference in the total payment, right? Like it was 10,845 versus 10,861. And then on this one, we're paying 10,845 versus 11,000, right? So what affects total amount the most? Years. Okay. We call this the length of the loan. Okay. Eventually, we're going to talk about how to buy a house. Fun fact, you have a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage. Okay. On 30-year mortgages, you're going to pay a whole lot more interest, but your payments will be smaller. Okay. You will eventually pay more comparatively to the 15 years, but sometimes it's a little bit better. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 3. The cost of vehicle ownership. The most typical expenses related to vehicle ownership are listed below. You have to have insurance. Don't drive without insurance. If you do, bad things happen. You run into somebody on an accident, even if it's just like a scratch, even if you don't see anything on the outside, you can get completely screwed over. Okay. Please don't mess yourself up by that. Maintenance. So according to AAA, car maintenance costs about $800 a year, $66 a month. That includes like oil change, rotating tires, buying tires, replacing windshield wipers. Just because you bought the car doesn't mean that hey, everything's good. Now you got to upkeep it. Okay. Fuel. The average American spends between $175 on gas per month. That I don't feel like is a true statement. I think I spend more than 175, but it depends on how far you drive, and depends on the car. Okay, and it depends on if gas is $5, $3, $2. You know how it goes. Okay, when I was in college, it was $5 a gallon. Yeah. Yep. Me and my little Jetta. Okay. Taxes and fees. Average taxes and fees in Georgia are $75 per year. Parking. Now we really don't, we have the luxury of not having to pay for parking. Do not think that you can get out of parking in Atlanta. Don't do that. You'll get towed. Okay. Good talk. Life lessons. Okay. Assuming you use the lowest monthly loan payment you calculated in part one above. Determine the average amount you would expect to pay monthly for owning your car. The chart below is given for your convenience with calculations. So down here, let's say that on option one was this page. It was like the 152.85. That was option two. So the cheapest low monthly loan payment. Okay, so that was 152. Tell me what option two was from scenario two. The monthly. 152 point. Okay, now we're doing it monthly, right? So what would be the yearly total? So we're going to take 152.83 and multiply by 12. Tell me what you get. Yeah.
1,833 going
1,833.96. Okay. All right. Insurance. They told us above that insurance was $448 per month. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can find cheaper insurance, but that's okay. Okay. Now multiply that times 12. Give me the total yearly.
5,376.
So 5,376 point nothing. Okay. All right. Maintenance, we said it costs $800 and it's yearly. Multiply by 12. I'm sorry, monthly. Oh, I'm sorry. If it's yearly maintenance, that means you do it one time a year. So that's just going to be 800. Okay. School is 175 and we do that monthly. So 175 times 12. 2,100. Okay. Oh, it gets worse. Taxes and fees. Fun fact, the government loves to do this to you. On your birthday, you have to register your car each year. I mean, like it's the month of your birthday. So like my birthday is November 23rd. Yeah. So in November, I have to get my emissions done. I gotta go get my registration done. You gotta register every year. It's about $20. If you get a new car though, it's more expensive. Okay. If you want one of those cool little tags that say your name on it, on your license plates, that's expensive too. It's about $50, right? Okay. Y'all are saying like $50 is like, eh, but like it's expensive after a while. All right. So taxes and fees, that's yearly. We're staying at $75. So we're going to say 75. And then parking, 106. And that's going to be monthly. Let's just say that we live in Atlanta, or we say, when you go to college, you do have to pay for parking. Like at UGA, I had an expense for parking. I don't remember how much it was, but it was not cheap. Okay. And that's going to be 1,272. Now, what is your yearly grand total? So you're going to take all of your totals and do what? Add them all up. Take a moment. Try that out. What total did you come up with? 11,000. 11,056.90. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed $400. 456.96. Okay, that's my yearly grand total. Now, if I were to calculate my monthly payment on that, because like I'm not gonna pay that all at once, right? I'm gonna do it over the months. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna divide it by 12, right? So divide by 12. Tell me what you get.
Six. Right.
So 956 point, yes, no, maybe. Y'all gonna make me take it to the calculator. Yeah. 11,456.96 divided by 12. 954.75. 954.75. 954.75. Okay. You are almost paying $1,000 per month to take care of your car. That's how much. Okay. So when your mom and dad are like, no, you don't want to go to that party or you want to go on that vacation, it's because the maintenance and the upkeep on a car are expensive. Okay. So if you don't have $1,000 to spend on your car, you got to make your choices wisely, right? You don't want to spend all your money in one place. You don't want it to like pour into your car, right? Questions on that? Okay. This is not to scare you. This is to prepare you. Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do is go ahead and take a look at, you should have gotten a 4.1 worksheet. I gotta find it. Hold on. All right. So if you have a $23,500 car, including taxes and fees, based on Aaron's credit, he'll be able to get a 6%. But he's going to make a $2,500 down payment. So when you do this, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take 23,500 and subtract that 2,500, right? Less. Okay. So 23,500 minus 2,500, what'd you get? 21,000? Yeah, that's math. Okay. So then you're going to take out the loan. Okay. And so we're trying to figure out the car monthly payment. So you use this formula. Okay. Where does it say it? Bro. No. Why didn't you tell me that before? No. Okay. You read it after all of this. Okay. So if we didn't include the down payment,
Why would you add the down payment then?
right. That's my question. If I were buying a car, I would want to make a bigger down payment so that my loan is smaller, so I'm not having to make as many payments. That's what I would have done. So let's calculate this as 21,000. Cool. Everybody good with that? She said, yes, I'm not doing this again. Sorry. Okay. I'm also gonna fill in this other stuff really quick. So it's $100 per month on gas, right? Car insurance is $1,200 every 6 months. So every month it would be, you're right, 200. Okay. And then for our car payment, what'd you get?
638.86.
That car payment would be not so fun. Yeah. Anything over like $300 kind of sucks. Okay. Just FYI. I mean, Kia sounds cute. I don't know what their like miles per gallon thing is, but that's okay. Right, maintenance. All right. So cars to be expected about 540 per year. How much is it monthly? 45? Okay. Now we got to fill in all this other stuff. So this would be 1,200. This would be 2,400. Okay. And then car payment. Say again. 7,800. Okay.
21,000. I think that's pretty good.
I didn't read this. I'm doing great.